What's up, truckers? Tricky Mick here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you got the shiny side up as I like to stay. The future of trucking is here now, or I should say, the truck stop of the future is here now. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below to discuss today's topics. So let's get right into it. Michigan Daimler creating truck stop of the future from truckinginfo.com. Daimler and State of Michigan are partnering on a project to develop a new BEV-focused truck stop business model. So the State of Michigan announced a real-world prototype program known as the Mobility Charging Hub, which it said will help companies transition fleets to electric commercial vehicles. Michigan is billing the Mobility Charging Hub as the truck stop of the future. The concept blends a traditional truck stop business model with a dedicated EV charging hub. As EVs become more prevalent, truck stops will inevitably need to evolve their existing service models. This represents an opportunity to unlock new revenue in the trucking space, create new jobs, as well as redesign spaces into more sustainable assets, the state said. A new business model for truck stops. Through this program, Michigan will develop the partnerships, integrations, and business models necessary for accelerating the transition to EVs at scale, while creating a playbook replicable across truck stop locations nationwide, according to the announcement. The new project will also help test new technologies, digital services, and business models designed to accelerate deployment of commercial EVs at scale and modernize the truck stop experience. The program also serves the dual purpose of supporting passenger vehicle charging. Charging infrastructure remains a challenge for the broad deployment of EVs, but projects like this show that progress can be made toward a zero-emission future. Freight trucks drive commerce, deliver goods, connect businesses, that type of stuff. Over the past 5 years, our administration has made progress investing in infrastructure and positioning Michigan as the best place to innovate the future, and we are taking that one step further with this truck stop of the future. We will work with anyone to ensure more innovators and companies can make it in Michigan. Now, quick to point out, if you've been in Michigan, you know the roads are crap, the bridges are crumbling, our power grid kind of sucks, so it's kind of blowing my mind that we have this money to put in a truck stop of the future, but we can't fix the roads, we can't fix the infrastructure, we can't help small businesses, but we have all this money to do the truck stop of the future. So kind of crazy if you ask me. $13 million in funding for EV charging hub. Michigan will have access to $13 million in funding to support the mobility charging hub development. The money will be used to secure partnerships with companies aiming to test and implement solutions related to EV innovation, fleet management, and overall ease of travel. Initial project partners are Daimler Truck North America and DTE Energy, which Michigan said are fundamental in making this project become a reality. That $13 million includes $8.5 million in federal funding support. This money comes from the Rebuilding American Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity Grant Award to Michigan's Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity and Michigan's Office of Future Mobility and Electrification. It will also be used to establish a grant program through the Mobility Charging Hub that will help fund future activations on site. And something tells me that those types of grants are not going to be available to small business owners such as myself and others with, one truck or, 4 or 5 trucks. And again, like I said, I think this is we're wasting a lot of money on something that isn't necessarily ready to happen right now. I see it in the future, definitely, but I think we're at least 10 to 15 years away before this is really viable with the current type of equipment that's available. All right, so development of mobility charging hub will happen in phases. In the first phase, the core infrastructure to support EV charging at the site will be established as a foundation. DTE will operate the core infrastructure of the Mobility Charging Hub, including EV charging solutions, solar canopies, and battery energy storage systems, and will look to partner with third-party operators of value-added services. After successful demonstrated usage and commercial viability in the first phase, Michigan's Office of Future Mobility and Electrification and its partners will work to enable the Mobility Charging Hub as a platform for testing innovation. Located on the I-96 freight corridor. The project will be located at Daimler Truck North America's 130-acre Detroit manufacturing plant, located in Redford near I-96, home to the company's diesel and electric Detroit power plants, and employing more than 3,000. The site is already equipped with the necessary power, and this location sees more than 10,000 medium and heavy-duty commercial trucks daily across the state or across the state's borders into Canada. Michigan accounts for 30% of all truck and rail freight between the United States and Canada. In addition, DTNA's existing workforce training programs for EVs can be expanded in the future to provide training programs related to agnostic EV charging infrastructure with the establishment of the Mobility Charging Hub. At DTNA, we are driven by our vision of leading sustainable transformation at the speed of right, said Rakesh Aneja, head of e-mobility DTNA. After introducing Electric Island, a first-of-its-kind heavy-duty electric truck charging station in Portland, Oregon, and investing in Greenlane this year, a joint venture for public charging infrastructure, we're excited to partner with the state of Michigan and DTE in this innovative mobility charging hub, he said. Tony Tomczak, Vice President of Electric Sales and Marketing at DTE, explained that this project is DTE's first venture into owning and operating EV chargers. We're a proud leader in building publicly accessible EV charging for medium and heavy-duty vehicles, giving our fleet customers another reason to electrify. Michigan said the new project supports the state's broader mobility goals to provide safer, greener, and more accessible transportation infrastructure and services established in the Michigan Future Mobility Plan. Specifically, Michigan aims to accelerate fleet transition to EVs by bolstering available resources and providing incentives to fund the transitions. Now, there's a couple of issues with this, but I'm going to point out the biggest one right here is the $13 million to companies like Daimler and DTE Energy. DTE Energy is extraordinarily profitable, and they've been raising rates in our state of Michigan pretty fast over the last couple of years. Now, Michigan rates 11.85 cents a kilowatt hour, and residential is 17.6. So, if you're a commercial fleet owner with access to industrial electricity, yeah, it's going to be about 30 to 35 cents per mile cheaper to run that truck. But if you're only able to access residential electricity, you're looking at only about 10 cents cheaper per mile versus diesel. And so I think that's a big issue. Trying to push smaller owners out faster and faster, and that really hurts the trucking industry more and more. As bigger fleets get more control over freight, wages aren't really going to go up, benefits aren't going to go up. We're just going to see the rates keep tanking as they have been over the last year and a half. So here I'm going to go down and just show the electricity the last couple of years. So this is 2021. The cheapest available was 15.6 cents, and the most expensive was 18.6. Now this is what I'm talking about right here. This was actually myself, where it was about 15.6 cents a kilowatt hour, and currently the cheapest in Michigan is right up here at 17.6 kilowatt. Oh no, it's down here actually. Sorry about that. It's down here, DTE at 18.1, and the most expensive went up to about 1 cent a kilowatt hour. And this is where I'm at right now. I went, from 15 cents to 19 cents. So I was crypto mining a little bit of Bitcoin and other things like Ethereum Classic, but I can no longer do that. And this is going to be a similar thing that happens in the trucking industry, where small business owners with 1 or 2 trucks just aren't going to be able to compete with the rates, because you're looking at least 20 cents per mile cheaper for a large industrial fleet that has access to those rates. Now here's another point I want to make as well. DTE and Daimler didn't need any of this money at all to create this partnership. So DTE pays out $1.02 quarterly to their dividend amount, and they have roughly about 203 million shares. So this company last year shelled out about $80 million in dividends, so there's no reason that they really needed $13 million in funding for this. DTE could have funded twice or 10 times the amount that they got without even thinking about it. And same thing with Daimler Truck North America. And I think that's the real big problem here, is they're not letting the industry work itself out. They're trying to force EVs, and it seems like in the greater scheme of things, they're trying to force out small truck owners. So that's about all I have to say about this for now. I mean, what do you think? Do you think that they're trying to force out small truck owners? Do you think EVs are going to work out in the long run? And what's the general consensus that you have about EV trucks? Well, I'm Tricky Mick. Keep it rolling, and have